Welcome to Wheelie Top Sips. I'm your host, UUino. Here in this show here, we go ahead and go through all the Steam games every week so you don't have to. That's right, hundreds of games that we sort through so then you don't have to take the time to do it. That's what we're here for. I want to appreciate everyone coming in to watch the show or listen to this show here. We've got a nice list of games to go off on here, especially a lot of notables, and a few good indie Metroidvanias that I'd like to share with you. And so, without further ado, let me go ahead and show you this amazing list I curated for all y'all to enjoy. But, again, do keep in mind, just because your game is not on this list, if you're a dev, or it's a game that you want to know and find and like, and it might be on this list, do know that it's all these curating things and opinions are subjective and into my own opinion. And I do have to specialize in focusing on particular genres, or else there'd be so many games to play and we would never ever have the time to go through all of them. So if you want to find some other people who curate lists with the type of genres that you want to jump into, feel free to do so. I specialize in indie Metroidvanias, and then I drop in some notables in there. So yeah, with that in mind here, let's go and start slapping this show away, alright? Here we go! Here is number 5. This game here is actually released by Konami, developed by Konami, and released by Konami because it is a very huge IP that Konami still works on, and it's Castlevania. That's right. These Castlevania series here, though, are all very independent of one another, and they all have their own unique mechanic, which is why this one was at number 5. Aside from that, you also get 4 games in one that they've actually remastered from a classic time, from arcades to the Steam platform here. I think they're also available on Nintendo and PlayStation as well. But without further ado, here's Castlevania. Castlevania Dominus Collection. They kept most of the main protagonists in the style of SOTN, which stands for Symphony of the Night. If you're familiar with that, the story of Alucard and Castlevania on the PlayStation release that focused around the half Dhampir versus the Hunters. You see in this version here, there's a mechanic of controlling 2 characters versus the one, which is just there as well. The remaster is obviously done with the background and the enemies you fight versus the main characters themselves. Wait, there's more! Bringing back the classic whip, which is surrounded by fucking the Richter family. No, that's not right. Fuck, I forgot their name already. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Sounds like she got wait. Quick saves. Oh no, they allow quick saves in this game? Just kidding. That's gotta definitely be the quality of life that they've applied to this game here, which is great. Great release by Konami. If you ever thought about what Metroidvania means, it's the idea of Metroid games, as you probably are familiar with the Nintendo IP.
I'm on it!
Nice work!
But also with Castlevania, you take those 2 IPs together and sort of smash them together, and you get a Metroidvania together.
Stupid disciple!
Forgive me.
All right, coming in at number 4. This game hit number 4 for me because I am a sucker for art. And not only am I just a sucker for art, I'm a big sucker for storyboard progression and the way they try to portray these emotions that you're probably not familiar with in most games that are set to entertain you and things like that. These games that are artistically done and they have a close relevance to love, depression, loss, sadness, also like moving on, all are really strong elements I really enjoy that get paired off with unique art, hand-drawn art. And once that starts happening, they usually hit top 5 for me all the time. Some things like that would probably be like the story of EOS. The picture book was really fantastic as well. Behind These Eyes was amazing. Most Annapurna's releases are actually in the same style as well, but this is not an Annapurna release. But this one actually did a really great job as well as being an independent company who put this one here. And let's see if you guys really enjoy this one here. So the style in this one is actually a hidden object type of game, and you're supposed to find them. And as you find them, you click on them. The colors of these unique art pieces come together to tell you a story about what love is to the developer, obviously, and to the artists themselves. And so it just goes through stories of love and loss, the highs and lows. So it's pretty much a roller coaster of just of a relationship. And the art is done very, very well. I love the way they do the watercoloring in this. It's just great. Look out for this one. This one's already getting super high reviews. As an indie, it's there. If you really enjoyed the other games I mentioned, this is one to definitely look out for. Going at number 3, this is Kubo and the and the Tree Spirit. Sorry, I had to look at that again. Coming at number 3 is the Kubo and the Tree Spirit. This is done by a couple pair. They're a couple who developed this game. I believe it's Jane and Simon who developed this one here. It is a action platformer that's more like Dead Cells roguelite that you get this little style of. And you're going to be a small sprite protagonist that's a small sprite. I mean by sprite is obviously the size of the character in pixelations versus larger animals or monsters that you go through. The style is really nice, and the visual mechanics that this game shows is a lot more relaxing that you would get versus playing Dead Cells and other games in this genre, which makes it a lot more enjoyable and it pushes you forward more. The other thing about this game here, it brings it back that it centers around the idea that death is not the end of the character itself. Almost like Dead Cells, except that Dead Cell usually just resets everything. Your character in this game actually does not reset. They just get put back to the beginning in another type of continuous life. Go ahead and check this one out here. This is a roguelike aspect right here, which is going at the randomization of your choices as you progress through the game. A lot of fun elements from the games I mentioned earlier on. And it has fishing in it, that's right. Any game that has fishing is usually a top tier game in my book. Just kidding, it that says a lot there. But this out here is done again. I love talking about our developers in the indie world. It's done by a couple, and again, it's just indie companies have come such a long way. There's been AAA games that have been coming out, and what AAA games love to do is they announce their title and give you a quick little snippet of it, and they take like 2 years before full release. And at that time, the hype's already gone. It's just there's not enough concurrent players on the platform to even make the game any better. It's almost like the idea of Concord is going nowhere right now. That's just what happens with these big companies a lot of times. Especially if you think about it, when AAA releases are put into projects and you have multitudes of people working on it, you'd figure that at announcement and thereafter announcement, there should be enough time allocated to where they complete their project to where people are still interested in it. But the AAA companies, the bigger companies, are losing that insight. So, again, big ups to the indie developers who create these games here. Even the solo devs that do it as well. I commend you very, very much. You guys are fucking awesome. Coming at number 2 is A-Stick. And this right here is it looks like an amazing Metrovania, and it's around a cat. Again, we got a lot of cats in this episode here, but this cat looks more of a badass. I'm more interested in this cat versus Gory's cat that we saw earlier on. If you're a cat fan, this will probably be a really fun one for you. This one actually landed on my list here because Hollow Knight Silksong is not coming out until 2099 still, so any game that comes out before then that has these type of aesthetics and the things that people yearn for after Hollow Knights, the original Hollow Knight, these games are filling them in, and they are making waves. Like at this point here, when all these songs or games come out and they don't all these games come out, the more and more the players, consumers like us, forget more about Silksong. And that's one thing that I think that this other company, the company who did Hollow Knight, is sort of messing up on. Silksong should be out like next year. Other than that, people are just not going to remember it. Hollow Knight came out in like 2018, 2019. After a half of a decade, it's time for you to release your second game. Congruent players and viewers, for 1 million followed, like 1 million people on Twitch who follow this game, Hollow Knight. They're just losing interest more and more every month that goes by. So, again, big up to indie companies who are filling that hole here. Here's one of them. This is A-Stick right here. Oh shit, they have a parry in this game. Got some pogoing skills. It's such a meowful world. Oh, look at that background. It's beautiful. Beautiful contrasting. Look at that. Just great. I'm forgetting about Hollow Knight. Silksong anyway. The Hornets game is just taking way too long. I can't stop bringing it up here, but this cat game, helping fill in the gaps. Not even filling up the gaps. Creating a new road for Metrovania lovers to just really enjoy a new game. And I've learned to just not hold my breath for that game anymore, and I've been filling it with so many amazing Metrovanias that came out. Like Devourer is another one that won weekly top sips about 2 weeks ago. That game is amazing. It's like a smash of Ori and Hollow Knight put together, and it's conceptually just one of the most beautiful games I've played since Hollow Knight. So along with Ori, but this came out after Ori and the Will of the Wisp. So again, good job, indie developers. You know what your the gaming community wants from you, and when they want it. So keep riding that wave. It's amazing. And coming in number 1, which is our weekly top sip winner, is The Cryptic Custodian by Kyle Thompson. There's no words for how fun this game looks. And yes, it's a cat again. If you love cats, there's been a lot of cats in this week's episode of Weekly Top Sips. But the aesthetics and the ideas and the tools that they put together, the dev put together in this game, draws you in. Now, is it a 3D type of Metroidvania? It's not really. It's more of an isometric Metroidvania, and that's what makes it really intriguing and fun to play. And that's come this actually hit number 1 over A-Stick and other games that are Metroidvanias, because it took the side-scroll element, which still sort of kept the side-scroll element, as you'll probably see in a little bit here, but then they added a depth to the world. And let me show you what this is about right here. Love it! Meow! So it's like Cult of the Lamb in a kind of way, actually. Except Cult of the Lamb is an RNG progressive type of game, whereas this is actually a set world. The NPCs you meet in this game are super awesome and unique. It's a cat in a pot. The world mechanics are something we'll probably get a little bit used to, but it is there. It is there. It's a heart that's wrapped up in a blankie. I mean, it's right there. Or is that a frog? It might be a frog. But yes, there it is right there. Let's go. This game is already getting super high reviews. This game just came out 2 days ago, and it's already getting multitudes of reviews. It's probably hitting people's next queues, to be honest with you, if you're in the Metroidvania community. This one is definitely one I do want to play very much. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Weekly Top Sips, where we go through all the Steam games that come out this past week so you don't have to. That's right. We're here to save you time so you can go on living your life while we do the crime. That all rhymes. Again, if you really enjoy these shows here, you can actually find the edited version, the short version, on our YT channel, which is in the YouTube section at Weekly Top Sips. If you want to find some more current news or gaming news for any Metroidvanias or notables that do come out, you can follow us down on our Twitter page. We're not going to say X, but our Twitter page, Weekly Top Sips as well. Or you can find some live plays here on our Twitch channel here, which is under the UUino channel. And I want to thank everyone again for tuning in and kicking ass and chewing bubblegum. I hope you enjoyed these picks this week. And I'll see you next week, which is next Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to find all the great notables and top 5 games that come out. ED Metrovania. Kick ass, chew bubblegum. I'll see you guys later. Peace.